Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson,
Dominic Kinzel.
and we just had racing at Portland and Gateway this past weekend, and it was pretty eventful for sure. We're going to get into all that, but before we do, let's start off with our diecast of the week. Nick, what you got for us?
Summertime is pretty much here now, and summertime means summer beer, and the beer of the summer a couple years ago was this scheme right here. Chris Buescher, the 37. It's the Natterday car. I remember when Natterday first came out, and that was like the big thing. But honestly, I didn't really like them that much. For me, it was I'd have a couple of them, and then I'd start to get a stomachache. So that wasn't very fun. But I gotta say, they did a pretty damn good job with this car. It's autographed by Chris himself. But yeah, it's a cool looking paint scheme, and it just makes you think of summertime because it's June now.
Yeah, I love that paint scheme, and yeah, it definitely kind of brings me back to summertime a couple years ago.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, for my diecast of the week, we're going to Sonoma Raceway, and I got my diecast for Daniel Suarez's first win from last year. Pretty cool getting it done with Trackhouse Racing, his first Cup Series win. So it had the
Man,
busted out beauty of a car. Cool to see Suarez finally get it done
what an epic celebration that he had too. Like that was cool.
with the
And out of all,
pinata.
oh yeah, out of all the tracks that he could have won at, I did not have Sonoma being one of them. But man, he went out and he just put on a show, and yeah, that was good stuff right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty. So before we dig into our race review from this past weekend, we did know that there was a little altercation with Austin Cindric and Austin Dillon, where some people thought that Austin Cindric turned Dillon on purpose, but NASCAR looked at the SMT data, they looked at every single angle they could, and just turns out it was a racing incident. Austin
Yeah.
Dillon was coming up, Cindric was coming down, and it's just how it goes.
See, and I'm glad that this is the way that they went and that they did not pull put any penalty or anything on Austin Cindric, because this is my biggest fear about this is that teams are going to try and pull this crap every week now. Is anytime that there's a racing incident or anytime somebody gets turned, they're going to be like, oh, that was on purpose. That was on purpose. Look at the data. Look at the data. And that's what I don't want to see, because then if they keep handing out these penalties and suspensions left and right, then these drivers are just going to stop being aggressive. But we want to see them aggressive because that's what puts on the good shows right there. So, like, we talked about it in our group chat. Honestly, for me, it's got to be clear. Like, it's got to be like blatantly obvious. Like the two suspensions that we've had for this have been with Bubba and then with Chase. It's got to be obvious like that. Like, that was 100% a racing incident with the 3 and the 2, and I'm glad that NASCAR saw it that way too. Otherwise, that was just going to open the floodgates right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it looked so different from so many different angles. I had no idea what was going to be the outcome, but yeah, NASCAR made the right decision. Wasn't as blatant as Chase or Bubba when they took out those guys. So
Right,
yeah,
absolutely.
good on NASCAR.
I just think that Richard Childress is a little bit salty that his grandson sucks, and meanwhile, he's got Kyle Busch doing Kyle Busch things, and now his own grandson's getting exposed, so he's looking out for his boy.
Oh man. Alrighty, and let's talk this past weekend's races. We had the Truck Series at Gateway down in St. Louis. We had Ty Majeski on the pole, and we had a caution on lap 1 for Brett Holmes and NASCAR Heat 2 legend Clay Greenfield coming back into the Truck
Dude,
Series. Poor guy wrecked out on lap 1.
wrecked out on lap 1 with a brand new team. This was their team's debut, and they turn 2 turns and then they're done. That's it.
Yeah.
That's fun. Just give it up, Clay.
Yeah, that sucks. Alrighty, Grant Enfinger got a lot of momentum from that win that he got a couple of weeks ago. Won stage one. Stuart Friesen won stage two. So the older guys are collecting some stage points here. Love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this in the preview show last week. It was the experience at a racetrack like this. It goes a long way. And what do you know? Two veterans up there winning the first two stages.
Yep, got that right. And then 6 laps to go. Oof, Ty Majeski sent it into turn three, racing with Zane Smith for the lead. Took out himself and the 38 out of contention to win this race.
Uh,
Yikes, that was a bad move by the 98 right
it,
there.
it's a move that shocks me because Ty Majeski's raced here so much in like the late models and everything. He probably has more experience on this track than almost anybody in that field. So for him to make a careless mistake like that, not only take Zane Smith out, but take himself out, yeah, that's a boneheaded move right there. But hey, it puts a smile on my face. I knew the kid couldn't get it done, so that that
Yeah.
that brought that brought joy to my face. But man, the summer slump for Zane Smith continues. Like finally, I thought he was going to win this race, but you can't put this is like 3 or 4 races in a row now where he has just struggled, and it's just not like him at all. He was in position to win, he got taken out. So yeah, that sucks for Zane for sure.
Yeah. We'll have to see if things warm up for him coming the summer months here. Alrighty, and then Mr. Grant Enfinger, lots of momentum going on right now for that 23 truck. He held off Christian Eckes to get his second win of the year. Good for Grant Enfinger. Love to see it
Who,
out of this guy. When he starts winning, he starts winning.
yes, sir. Who picked him on the show last week? This guy did.
Yes, sir.
That's a track that's very good for him. Got that stage win earlier in the race, and then he was kind of there, and then obviously the two leaders taking each other out. That just Grandin Figure was at the catbird seat right there, and he's on a roll right now. That entire 23 team, 2 wins on the year. He's just going to be heating up, looking for more now.
Yeah, I absolutely can't wait for the next race. See how well it does. I believe their next one is Nashville because they're not
Yep,
racing at Sonoma.
absolutely.
Alrighty, so let's talk Portland with the Xfinity Series. We had Sheldon Creed winning the pole, and man, oh man, the bad luck continues for that 11 car at Kaulig Racing. Daniel Hemrick had an oil leak coming to the green flag after an early caution. Car started on fire, and man, it just sums up Daniel Hemrick's career over at Kaulig Racing right now.
As under caution, we're on
Yeah,
fire. We're on fire under caution. Like, I just don't get it because we had a fast car in those opening laps, and I was like, all right, let's just get a solid. Maybe we'll get a top five today, but let's just get a top 10 because now with another DNF for that 11 car, he is like 11th in points right now, and he might be less than 30 points to the good right now. That's just wild to think that a champion here at and now he's in this cog equipment, and now he's barely on the playoff cut line right now. So man, it's been a rough go of it for sure. But man, to fucking blow up, to have your car catch fire under caution, that perfectly sums up the Daniel Hemrick's career at college right now. And man, what I would do to get the Joe Gibbs days back. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah, right. Oh man, couldn't even collect any stage points or anything. It just happened so
That's
early in this race.
that's
And
what's killing us. That's what's
yeah,
killing us. There's been so many races this year where we have not gotten the stage points, and that's why we're in the points position that we're in. Is because we're not getting stage points because it's either shit like that's happening or the car's just slow. I don't know. They got to figure it out over there. I'm over this shit.
yeah. I don't know if they will. I think they're a little bit more focused on their cup program right now, and whoever
Yep.
steps into that 10 car.
Yep.
Alrighty, so after that, we had Sheldon Creed and Nemechek battling for the stage one win. Creed won it there, and then we had Sheldon Creed getting spun by John Hunter Nemechek, and then Sheldon Creed got him back. Uh, Good to see that for Sheldon kind of standing up for himself. He's been tossed around so much ever since he entered the Xfinity series. a
Yeah.
couple years ago, and it's about time that he shows some aggressiveness.
It's been a tough go of it for him. Like everybody thought when he moved up to the Xfinity series that we were gonna see like what he did in the truck series where he was really, really good. But that just hasn't happened yet. But he's been in position to win some of these things, and something just always seems to happen. And I mean, that's who John Hunter Nemechek is. Though, if he can't beat you, he's gonna wreck you. And
Yeah.
how many times have we seen this before? He does this all the time. This should come as no surprise. That's why I don't like the guy. I really don't. But yeah, good for Sheldon to get some retaliation right there. Everybody knew it was coming as soon as he
Yeah.
got to him. Everybody knew that Creed was going to retaliate, and that was awesome to see. Because then John Hunter and Nemechek's day just got worse and worse and worse from there on out. But yeah, that's
Yep.
kind of guy I feel for Sheldon Creed because he was in a great position to get his first career Xfinity Series win. He was the man on a mission all day long. He was that car to beat. But hey, when you get spun by a bitch, that's what happens.
Yep. And yeah, when he got spun, Nemechek was going for the stage win, and Custer beat him right at the line. That was pretty cool to see. Good to see Cole Custer finally grab some points.
I took advantage of that.
Yeah. Alrighty, and then with four to go, we had Chandler Smith spinning Jeb Burton, leading to their little fight that they had on pit road. Jeb came over swinging the Chandler and just got attacked by his old colleague pit crew guys, and then Chris Rice was yelling at him, and it's just so funny. Jeb Burton was just talking so much shit on Twitter. He was saying like, "Oh yeah, I connected with him. He had to go to the infield care center." And then Chandler, I don't know if you saw Chandler Smith's
Oh
video
yeah.
that he posted.
Oh
Oh, that was absolutely beautiful. He gained a fan out of me after
yeah.
that. That's for sure.
Great. Jeb Burton. What a weird dude. He had the scuffle. Well, he wanted to fight Noah Gregson last year. That never panned
Fight
out.
the
Now
dog fuck out of you.
yeah, he wanted to fight him last year. Now he's going around saying he whooped Chandler Smith's ass, even though you look at the video and he didn't. And he's getting in the face of his former boss. He's probably just like, man. I mean, I bet you Chris Retz is like, dude, I'm fucking glad you don't drive for us anymore. You
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah, thanks for the rain win, I guess.
Jeb. What a
Jeb is something else, I'll say that. But how about the man of the hour, Cole Custer? Man, he has had a horrible start to this year, coming back down from the Cup Series back to his old Xfinity ride in the Double Zero. Finally got it done here at Portland for his first win of the year. He was able to hold off Justin Allgaier after the field in front of them all pretty much turned and wrecked each other. So
yeah.
cool to see that for Cole Custer. It's about
Cole,
damn time.
Cole Custer was in the right place at the right time. I mean, Fields wrecking in front of him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go by it." But yeah, he needed it.
Mhm.
This is not. I don't think at this point in the season nobody expected Cole Custer. I don't think anybody expected it would take this long for Custer to find victory lane again in the Xfinity Series. It was a tough go of it for those first handful of races, but the last few he's been starting to put things together here, running a little bit more consistent. And now he finally got the one. And I mean, we've said this with so many other guys before. Now that you've got the one, I think it's just going to take off from here. And I think we're going to start to see the Cole Custer of old come out to play here in this Xfinity Series going forward now.
Yep, I think this is when everyone starts worrying a little bit about that Double Zero. He's back, and yeah, he's gonna go for another championship run here. All right, so let's talk Cup cars at Gateway. I had the pleasure of being there again for the second year in a row. Fun times at the track. Of course, Kyle Busch led the field to green.
How are the
Uh,
concessions?
the,
Did you go to the concessions?
the concessions were so much better. Well, so this time we were on the front stretch and there was a lot more over there. So I don't know how it was over in turns 1 and 2 where we were last year, but dude, I was in and out of getting food within like 2 minutes. I got like a foot long corn dog. It was great.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, bathrooms weren't bad at all. They had it down this year. I think they learned from their mistakes, but
Yeah.
Gateway that was a fun time. I love being there. All right, and then we had an early crash for Tyler Reddick on lap 2 after getting spun by Ricky Stenhouse, put him in the wall, and then right after that, we had a 2-hour weather delay. Not a touch of rain hit the track whatsoever. We had lightning that was like so far, it was so far away that you couldn't even hear the thunder. Everybody was wondering what the hell we were doing at the track, but it was awesome because it set up for Carson Hocevar and Noah Gregson. They were throwing the football into the stands. Awesome to see that again. We saw that from Bubba and Corey LaJoie a couple years ago at Michigan. So
Right.
cool to see that interaction with the fans when we got nothing going on.
Yeah, I mean, that was frustrating. This is fucking 2 weeks in a row now that we had the weather delays like this, but, yeah, for Lightning, it was getting so frustrating watching that on TV because it's like, we get down to 3 minutes left on the Lightning clock, and then, "Oh, we got another strike, we're gonna do it again." So, yeah, that was definitely frustrating for sure.
Yeah, every time they announced it on the PA, everybody just it was just so irritating. But eventually we got back to racing. Kyle Busch won stage 1, and then Ross Chastain, he took a couple weeks off, but he's at it again. He spun Michael McDowell in stage 2, and yep, another victim by the Melon Man.
I believe they came over on the 34 radio, and they said, yeah, they showed it on the broadcast. McDowell's team came over the radio because McDowell's like, "What happened?" It was probably his crew chief or Spire. It's like, I believe they call that being getting chastained nowadays. So that was pretty good. But yep, he did it again. Nobody's surprised.
Yep. He races so damn hard. He just doesn't care about anybody else that's in his way. I don't know how anybody can root for that guy, man. He's just a jackass.
He's a jackass, and I don't know how many more lame ass interviews of, "Oh, I gotta get better. I gotta focus on myself. I gotta get better." That's the same recycled shit every single time.
Yeah.
You know damn well you're not gonna change. Just accept it. Like, just embrace it that this is who you are, and stop it with these fake ass apologies because it just makes me want somebody to beat his ass even more.
Yeah, just be like what Kyle Busch used to be and just embrace being a dick. I don't know. He's the bad guy in NASCAR now. He has to take on that image. I just think him personally, he is too sweet of a person to actually be that guy. Like on the out, like Chastain, the guy, he's a great guy, nice guy. I met him before, but man, you put him behind the steering wheel. Oh man, it's like playing bumper cars out there, dude.
That's who he is, man.
Yeah, I just think he's too nice to actually embrace like the evil arc in NASCAR.
Oh, just wait till he gets a black eye, then we'll see. Then he might change. Then he might change.
Yeah, we'll see. Alrighty, and man, this was the race of the broken brake rotors. Holy crap. First victim was Carson Hocevar. He was having a great day here, running pretty much in the top 20, top 25 all day in that 7 car, substituting for him. So sucks to see that for Carson Hocevar. This kid definitely has a future in the Cup Series if this is how he's going to run, especially in Spire equipment.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Carson Hocevar, he was running 16th at the time when that unfortunate wreck happened. But man, yeah, he impressed for sure. I mean, he's stepping into a Spire car that Corey LaJoie runs on a weekly basis, while Corey's going to run a championship contending car, and he's outrunning them. And I mean, that's best case scenario for Carson Hocevar right there. Is you're going to go outrun the guy who's stepping into Chase Elliott's car? That was damn impressive right there. I said this last week because of his impressive Xfinity runs. If he could just stop being such a prick on the racetrack and stop wrecking people down in the Truck Series, he's going to have a great future in this sport, and he's going to win a lot of races, and he's going to be with some good contending teams. He was running 16th in a Spire car in his first career Cup Series race, and he was outrunning some pretty damn good drivers on the racetrack too. So damn impressive. I gotta say this: Corey LaJoie is one lucky son of a bitch that Carson Hocevar wrecked out when he did, because to get outrun by your car that does not have as good equipment as the one that you're in, dude, that's embarrassing right there.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
fucking embarrassing right there.
I was gonna say, even with Carson Hocevar ending his race early. It's still embarrassing getting outrun by that car. It's embarrassing finishing 21st in that car when you know damn well that you could put that car into victory lane. So I think all the hype for Corey LaJoie should be over right now. Like you said last week, it's just another Matty D situation where there was just so much hype around this guy because of his personality. He's, fought through dirt and everything in NASCAR to get up to this rank, and he just couldn't prove himself. He couldn't do anything in that car. So, yeah, I think that door has closed for him to get a top premier ride in the Cup Series.
I at this point I don't see why Corey LaJoie should be worthy of top of a top ride. I mean, you could say that Hendrick Motorsports was off a little bit in this race, but they still put at least two of their cars in the top 10, maybe one in the top five. And then Alex Bowman, I think, finished like 12th in this race. So you had three of the cars in the top 15. And Corey LaJoie is lucky to finish 21st with all the late race restarts that we'll talk about in a little bit. Because that car was riding anywhere from 26th to 32nd all day long. And that's embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
I think what he was doing is that he was overdriving the car, trying to get too much out of it. I think he was nervous, but you can't be nervous. This is your one chance. He had one chance to go out there and prove himself, and he didn't turn one single lap inside of the top 20. And Chase Elliott's car, that's up there in the top five and the top 10 leading laps on a weekly basis. I just how can you take that performance right there and say, oh, he deserves another shot? No, he fucking doesn't.
No,
He
he
had his
doesn't.
one, and he couldn't turn a lap in the top 20. I'm sorry, Corey LaJoie. He's a good dude, but that this could not have gone any worse for him. To get outrun by Carson Hocevar in your car, he's running better than you. I don't see how we go forward from here saying that this guy should get a top ride because there's absolutely no way that he should. He had
Yeah.
one chance and he blew it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, even when Corey LaJoie, when he steps down in the truck series for Spire, like he'll run like top 20, like he'll run 18th the whole time. He's just not a good race car driver. I hate to say I hate to say it as a guy who doesn't even race any race cars, but he is not a good race car driver.
He's just I really thought he could at least run in the top 15. I think a top 15 would have been acceptable, but he couldn't even turn one lap inside the top 20. And yeah, that's a damn shame right there. But yeah, we'll have Chase Elliott back in the car this week, and
Can't wait for the commercials.
He'll show Corey LaJoie how that car's supposed to be run.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, so Ryan Blaney still riding that high from the Coca-Cola 600 last week. Won stage two. Great points for him. Got a playoff point. He's already locked in. So good for Blaney.
I'm telling you, all it took was one, and I think they just awoke the sleeping beast right now because I think he's going to go on a tear this summer. I really do.
Yeah, I think so as well. All right, and more broken brake rotors. This victim, Tyler Reddick, sucks for him. Got into the turn one wall. And then the Austin Dillon, Austin Cindric controversy. We talked about this already at the beginning of our show. Just hard racing and end result. Austin Dillon got into the wall with Ricky Stenhouse. Those two were pretty much done for the day.
Yep.
And that brought out the red flag for the wall breaking in turn one. They had to repair that. I didn't think that wall would take so much of a damn beating, but it did. They had to repair it.
Damn rotor failures, man. They fucked that wall up big time.
Oh yeah, when we had Noah Gregson too with a broken brake rotor going into the wall. I mean, he wasn't really having the best day either and slammed into the wall really hard. He seemed like he was a little bit out of it during his interview, but glad the old boy's all right.
Yeah, that was a tough look. Yeah, he didn't sound pleased. He just kind of sounded like he was like sad or something like that. I don't know what he meant to say. I think he meant to say that he is ready for the off week, but there's a lot of people. He said he was ready for the off season already.
Yeah.
So
So
I don't.
I think his bell was still a little bit wrong, and he just wanted to get that
It's
interview over
been
with, and it's been
it's
a
been
rough
a
year.
tough rookie season. Noah Gregson's getting welcome to the Cup Series. It is not. Oh man, it's tough for the whole legacy team though.
Yeah, yeah, I can't wait for Toyota next year. Alrighty, and then another broken brake rotor for Bubba Wallace this time. This caution. I mean, Bubba was having a great race. Sucks to see. He was
He
having a great run the past couple races too. So sucks to see that momentum kind of come to an end right there.
he was going to be on his way to 4 straight top 10 finishes. He was running, I think, like ninth or 10th when that incident happened. So yeah, that definitely sucked to see. But I don't think that's gonna squander him any bit. I think he's just gonna come back. Road course will be a little tough for him, I think. But
Mhm.
once we get past that, then I think it'll just be back to business as usual for the 23 car. And I think they're gonna have some more good runs to come.
Yeah, I think so as well. Season ain't over yet. Alrighty, and then yeah, Kyle Busch, he was just in the lead with all these late race cautions, but he was the master on these restarts and he got it done. And yeah, he was able to get his third win of the year and the third win at a race that I've been at this year too. So all three cup races that I've been to this year, Auto Club, Talladega, and now Gateway, Kyle Busch has won. I I don't know what to think of this. Like, am I his good luck charm? Should I start being a Kyle Busch fan? Like
Oh
what is
no!
this? Like what's
Uh,
I'm so my next cup race is Michigan in August, so I guess I know who to put money on then. So everybody place your bets for Kyle Busch in Michigan. I mean, it's just not even funny anymore, man. I'm sick of seeing the guy win. It was cool the first time. It was his first win with RCR. Lucas Oil was on the race car, but I'm just getting tired of it now.
yeah, I think there's just this good luck charm now. So stop going to races. What you really got to do, we gotta stop going to races, so he'll stop winning races. But yeah, what can you say? Dude he sat on the pole for this race. He led a shit ton of laps, and he comes home with a checkered flag. I mean, I think it's safe to say at this point in the season, I think Kyle Busch has to be a championship contender, maybe even a championship favorite at this point. And there's a lot of people who did not see this coming, and I don't know why. I don't know why people aren't surprised by this. He's Kyle Busch. He is a top three. He's probably he's in my top three for greatest race car drivers of all time. I mean, the dude just simply goes out and wins. It doesn't matter what he's in. So there are people who are saying that oh he might get one win this year, maybe two. Nah,
No
dude,
way.
he might get like 5 or 6 wins this year with the role that he's on right now. He
Yeah,
just put our Tyler Reddick begun to put RCR back on the map, but now with Kyle Busch in this year, RCR's back. And yeah, I don't know what else he can say. It's Kyle Busch.
yeah. I was gonna say with how great that 8 car has been running the past couple years with Tyler Reddick behind the wheel, and it's Kyle Busch. I knew right away that this was gonna be a match made in heaven. I knew that he was gonna bring RCR back on the map because we know Austin Dillon wasn't going to. So yeah, good to see this team finally back in action and possibly win a championship once again. So
God,
Kyle
that was,
Kyle Busch RCR, it's a match made in heaven. He's got a bunch of great sponsors, especially with
who
that
would have
three sheet car.
who would have thought that Kyle Busch could win a championship with Richard Childress? You would think that hell froze over, something like that, before that would happen. But yeah, I don't think Richard Childress has to feel right now. Like I'm sure he's happy as hell that his cars are winning races again, but his grandson is getting exposed right now. Yeah, Kyle Busch running way up here. And you got Austin Dillon, yeah, not on the map. So
Yeah, and pointing
yeah,
fingers at other drivers, and yeah,
yeah, his old grandson is getting exposed, so I'm sure that's gotta leave a sour taste on Pop Pop's mouth there. But yeah, he's got a winner in Kyle Busch, so he's
yeah,
got that going for him.
yeah. That's great to see for that team. They're back alive again. So
I just stunned that so many people did not see this coming. I don't know how you didn't see this coming. And
it's
then all
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch. This just really goes to show that Joe Gibbs was just kind of fucking him there at the end. He's out here, already got 3 wins on the season. And yeah, oh man, he. I'm sure every single time Kyle Busch wins a race in this 8 car, first thing that comes to mind is, "Ha, fuck you, Joe."
Dude, Kyle Busch, 3 wins on the year. Joe Gibbs Racing, 3 wins on the year.
Yep,
So
as an organization, that's wild.
yeah, very wild. So yeah, cool to see Kyle Busch on his revenge tour right now for Joe Gibbs Racing.
I could just stop winning for a while. That'd be fine.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty cool too. All right, buddy. Well, that'll about wrap it up for our show. You got anything else to add?
Yeah, I think this was a solid race. I thought it was a little bit better than last year's race for sure. It seemed like there was a little bit more passing in this one, and it was just chaos.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I'm sure it was a fun race to watch from the grandstands. It was good. It was good on TV too. I think it definitely put on a better show than it did a year ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just a little bit more wear on the tire, and I think the racing here would be absolutely perfect because we're using the intermediate package. It's not the short track package.
Right.
So I was listening to Actions Detrimental, and Denny said, man, if we had just a little bit more wear, like they're bringing a new tire to Loudon. If they bring that tire to Gateway and Phoenix, the racing would be way much better. So I guess we'll see how it will be in the future. We'll see how Loudon is in the next couple weeks or whenever this race will be.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yep. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning into the Stock Car Spectacle. If you haven't yet, make sure to like our video and subscribe to our channel. And you can check us out on Twitter and Instagram. So that'll do it for us. I'm Ian Jortson.
And I'm Nick Kinzel.
And we'll see you guys next time.